Hi everybody, welcome to the Miser's Guide to Evony. In this video series, I'm going to be looking at specific buildings and discussing why they are important in the game. Today's video is about the Art Hall. So in the Art Hall, I will discuss the General Hall, Exhibition Hall, and Art Treasures. Let's start off with the General Hall. All right. So the General Hall is basically a collection of generals. As you obtain generals throughout the game, whether it's from the tavern, purchases, general fragments, as you obtain them, they will be reflected here as 1 of 1. If you have not attained them, like my Shajar here, it's 0 of 1. The nice thing to know is that when you obtain a general, you don't have to keep it forever. So if you have some generals that you picked up to fulfill these requirements, you don't have to keep them. You can dismiss them, collect the runestone chests and some gold. You don't have to keep them because we all have very limited caps of generals, and there are some in here that... All right, so the one thing that you don't really see here in this page is the requirement regarding your art hall, like what level you need to unlock each of these. If I go to the bottom, for example, and I click on this chest, you need level 35 art hall. This one's level 34, level 33. Mine is currently level 32. So depending on what you are having unlocked and what you're trying to obtain, then you'll have to get your art hall to that level. But you can start collecting even before. I don't have level 35 art hall, but these ones are already obtained and it's reflected here. So if I do happen to finish one of these off, I'm just going to build my building up and collect the rewards. All right. On the next slide, which I'm going to talk to you about in a second, I will discuss each of these in terms of their difficulty to obtain. Some of these are very easy to get. You can just go to the tavern, you can refresh, and collect the generals, and you're done. However, some of them are not so easy. It requires time or purchase, unfortunately. But for the most part, I think all but 2 of these are doable. They are obtainable by any player, even if you don't spend anything on the game. Or if you're extremely lucky, you might complete them all. All right, so what can I talk about here? These chests on the right, I can't really give you all the information for all of them. I don't have them unlocked anymore. But if you click on the chest at the top right for the ones that I'm missing here, you will see what kind of rewards you will get for completing the set of generals specific to each of these tiers here. When you do complete a set, many of them are actually requirements to complete these things in the art treasure section, which unlock these really great buffs for your kingdom. And I'll talk about that a little bit later on. So keep that in mind. All right, so the next part. These color codes are to kind of give you an idea of how difficult they are to obtain for the average player, somebody that doesn't spend very much on the game. If you are looking at one of the ones that is colored green, that is easily obtainable just in the tavern. So that's Victorious Master and Genius Leader. So let's take a look at Genius Leader, for example. You have Nevsky, you have Lionheart, Saladin, and Khalid. And all of these ones are obtainable just by doing some recruiting over here in your tavern. All right. If they are colored yellow, I kind of mislabeled these a little bit. Yellow or orange. I think that's orange. If they're yellow or orange, that means that it requires 1 or 2 generals that are not obtainable in the tavern, but they are generals that even a player that doesn't spend money on this game will be able to obtain eventually. For example, look at Tyrant. Tyrant, the first 3 generals here, you can get them in the tavern, no problem. Rage King, on the other hand, is not available in a tavern. He's actually available by spinning in the Wheel of Fortune. You'll see that token at the bottom. In my time playing this game, which is about 3 years, I have collected 3 of these guys, so about 1 per year. So don't expect him to be just showing up on every other spin. Some people haven't seen him at all since the beginning of the game. So if you got him, great, you can complete it. If not, good luck. Other ones like Aura of the Empress, Strategy Master, Aura of the Empress. The first 3 again are available in the tavern. Shajar is not. She's not available in the tavern, and although that is true, she is obtainable through the Great General chest. Where is she? She's right here. All right, so you can get her eventually. It's been, 3-4 months since the tokens have been released, and I think I'm around, 20? No, 12. So I guess in about a year I'll probably have Shajar if she doesn't show up otherwise. Or else it might be one of these months, it might be her month, and you'll get 30 of them straight. So keep an eye on the ones that you're really looking for, and make sure you're collecting those dailies. The ones that are colored orange, although that's not really orange, King's Conquest and Legendary Hero, they require 2 or more generals that are either from tokens, like these 2 here, or they might be obtainable in another way. Mehmed II, for example, if you watch the King's Path video, you can complete that, and it's a guaranteed reward when you do complete that event. So it is possible for most players here. The last ones, Legendary General, Meritocrat, and Invincible Ares, these ones are harder. So you have some generals, like these 2, that you can get in the tavern very easily. Prince Rhaegar, you can get through the general tokens eventually, but there's no easy way to get Napoleon, as far as I know. Maybe there is, but not as far as I know. Same thing with Menshikov. I don't have a way to obtain him, but the other ones I can get through the tavern or through the fragments. So, most of these you'll be able to complete, some of them possibly not. Next section, we have the Exhibition Hall. The Exhibition Hall, it's kind of like the General Hall where you're collecting a bunch of stuff, but you are doing it in a different way. When you are out in the world and you are doing your ordinary stuff, you are killing monsters, bosses, or you're gathering your resources on tiles, you will collect these chests, not every time, but most of the time, that are called artwork fragment chests, and there's level 1 all the way through level 6. When you collect those and you open them up, they'll give you a random assortment of artwork, musical instruments, paintings, that sort of thing. And depending on the level of the artwork, they will unlock some tokens for different halls inside of the exhibition hall. The higher level chests will be down here. They'll give you things from the ones down here, and the lower level ones up here. You'll notice that there are stars for these halls, and that's because when you get to the end, I think it's 50. I think the first level is 50 of each. When you get 50 of each, you can collect a reward. When you get to the next level, 100 of each for the second star, you have more rewards. And then when you get to the last level, 200 of each, you'll get your final set of rewards. After you have completed one of these equipment halls, painting halls, instrument halls, whatever, when you've completed them, you still get rewards. They're not great, but you will get gold for any excess fragments that you have. I get 3 million gold for 200, 300 of whatever. It's not a big deal, but it is nice to collect a little bit of extra gold here and there. However, just like with the General Hall, the Exhibition Hall has a purpose that goes beyond just collecting these basic rewards for unlocking them. And that's actually in activating your art treasures, which is what I'm going to talk about now. The important part of the art hall, and really of this video, is unlocking these. These are permanent buffs for your kingdom. For example, Excalibur here. Excalibur gives your marching, ground, ranged, and mounted troops a permanent 5% bonus. That is excellent. It's just something that's always going to be active whenever you're attacking in the future. Mona Lisa, take a look at this one. This is one of the earlier ones you can obtain, and it's all resource production 20%. So that means your in-city production goes up by 20%. You have all resource gathering speed and extra resources from gathering. So your gathering is now more effective too as soon as you unlock this one. Imperial Crown. Not great. I don't know what to say about that one. Here we go. Discobulus. March speed of monsters, training speed, not horrible, could be better. This one's great. So when you're getting attacked, 10% attack bonus for range, mounted, and siege. This one, some HP, permanent buff for attacking and defending for ground, ranged, and mounted. Ring of Fafnir, you get in-city troop HP and training capacity. For Champion Knight Armor, it's an increase to your cavalry, attack, defense, and HP. Is that marching? Yes. So just when you're marching. And this one is a ranged increase. This is marching and defense. So it's, even though it's not 15% like the other one, it's both attacking and defending. So it actually seems a little better. This one is siege, I believe. Yeah. So marching, attacking with siege, you get these increases. And the last one, all troop attack. That's attacking, and even though it says attack, it means defending and attacking. Your troops themselves will have an increase of 10% attack, and your enemies will have 10% less attack. Now, just like with the General Hall, I can't show you the requirements for all of them just because, you know, it takes that off when you have already achieved it. But some of the other ones, you can take a look yourself just clicking around. When you click on it, you'll see what you still need to get and what you already have achieved. So the next one I'll probably end up obtaining is this one here for my range troops. All I believe I'm missing is Shajar. As soon as I get her, I will not only get a wonderful general, but I will also get a huge increase to my ranged troops. The last piece that I might mention here is this Ring of Fafnir. It says the activation requirement is strategy expert. I really wish they had put a little more thought into their naming. Strategy expert sounds a whole lot like strategy master, so a lot of people might think, hey, look, I got strategy master, I can get that. No. Unfortunately, despite the exhibition hall and the general hall being the primary source of activating all these art treasures, there's actually a third source, and that is the glory here. You have strategy expert, which is achieving top 100 in one season of Battle of Guatemala. Not easy for a lot of players, so that one is a harder one to get. Other than that, that's about it, right? So you do get those permanent buffs, and they are pretty huge. So that is the primary reason to do the General Hall, the Exhibition Hall, and to work your way through that. Don't worry if Exhibition Hall takes a long time. It does, but as long as you are doing your bosses and gathering and stuff, it will eventually happen. Same thing with General Hall. General Hall takes a lot longer for most of these. That's normal, but there are some that you can obtain faster. If you have any specific buildings that you would like me to cover because they might have some special features or you just don't understand them fully, that is what this series is for. So leave something in the comments so I can have an idea of what people really need to know about buildings. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, subscribe, like, that sort of thing.